I've lost track of the time that I've spent playing Timesplitters. Fortunately, the game keeps track of it for you. It's a lot, more than I'm willing to admit. I think that Timesplitters is the most underrated series of shooters ever created. Originally developed by Free Radical, released in 2000, published by Eidos for the PlayStation 2. The most recent one was Timesplitters Future Perfect, published by EA, and since then we have been hoping, desperately, all of us Timesplitters fans, wishing for a new one. Timesplitters came from some of the original talent behind Goldeneye. It plays very similar. It's super smooth and absolutely fast and ferocious on the PlayStation 2. There's 3 different Timesplitters games. This is the first one from 2000. Timesplitters games also came out for GameCube and Xbox. I forget which ones are on which consoles, maybe all of them. But they're super affordable and easy to find today, and they're a blast to play. They're so much fun. The storyline mode of the game is extremely simple. You go into an environment, shoot all of the enemies, grab a bag, and then all of the Timesplitters appear and make your life difficult as you try to get out of the environment. That's the basic game, but where this thing really shines is in multiplayer, with a host of wacky characters that you won't find in any other violent shooter. The single-player games are actually quite challenging, and the controls are fairly standard for most first-person shooters. The game has just a bit of auto-aim to make it really smooth, but not so much that it's ridiculously easy. In fact, this is a challenging game. It's the kind of game that has health packs, not regenerating shields or energy. It would be preposterous to think that a duck running around shooting people could just regenerate health. That's just silly. Single player's fun, but let's set up some multiplayer. Me versus old friend, the same ex-roommate who battled me in the Bushido Blade review and NCAA 10. We're on equal footing for this game, so it's pretty much mass chaos whenever we play. We'll put some bots in the game. My screen is on the bottom, his screen is on the top. Enjoy the names. This game would be great even without the sounds, but the cacophony of ridiculous sound effects makes Timesplitters stand out just in the audio department. The Western ricochet sound, the awesome techno-style music, and the bizarre selection of screaming from various characters, monsters, undead, zombies, and animals. Good stuff. And I could talk about the levels all week. Some of the best multiplayer boards ever created, like Streets, Docks, and this one here. In fact, I was upset that some of these did not even return for the newer Timesplitters in 2005. Although you could sort of make them. There's a level creation tool in Timesplitters. And we did make some of the older ones for Future Perfect. Proximity mines. When given the chance, who didn't just litter the entire playing field with proximity mines? You were guaranteed several kills. What's amazing about the first Timesplitters is how smooth and playable it is, even when the entire board is full of enemies. This game never skips a beat. It feels light on its feet at all times. I recently played through the first Killzone on PlayStation 2, which is an excellent game, but it feels like it's really dragging the PlayStation down. It doesn't feel nearly as fast and responsive as Timesplitters. After spending a lot of time playing games like Halo 3 and Resistance and Call of Duty and Far Cry and all kinds of other shooters on the newer consoles, going back to Timesplitters just seems normal. It doesn't feel dated at all, at least to me. It does not seem like a game that's a decade old. It may not have the detail and color of some of the newer titles out there, but the controls are every bit as fast, responsive, and good. And Timesplitters is generally more fun than most shooters. It depends on what you like. I mean, you can do all the stuff like headshots and strategy and camping and tactics and whatever in Timesplitters. But when you're being chased by a robotic fishbowl with laser beams, it's something special. It's Timesplitters. I've mentioned this in other reviews, but one of my favorite parts of this series is the health packs. When you wound somebody, if you're playing some friends and you shoot one of them but they don't die and you do, when you come back and respawn, you go right for them because you know they don't regenerate their health. They've got to find a health pack before you find them. Getting on a killing spree in this game is not terribly easy until you learn all of the levels and know where the health packs are. But even then, when you fill the entire board with enemies, nothing about this game is easy. Hey, I pulled that one off by 2 kills. Good job, me, Tron. Speaking of movies, you know they even featured Timesplitters in Shaun of the Dead. Now, if that doesn't justify you playing Timesplitters, I don't know what does. Chinese restaurant, this is my board. Yes, it's fair to say that Timesplitters and Red Faction are my 2 favorite shooters on the PlayStation 2 by a wide margin. I really hope that this series makes a strong return. I think it's time for a new Timesplitters. Robofish must be getting lonely. Not a good showing on my self-proclaimed my board, but it's my review show and I control the editing. The ending of the review shall be mine. R109 is victorious again.
Oh yeah.